Local 22 News starts now with your forecast first.
Hey, good Friday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Sean Parker. Snow showers, they're starting to linger. And by linger, I mean just pull out of the Champlain Valley. Another, say, dusting to a half an inch possible there. But the overall trend has been for them to weaken. And as they do, cold air really gets pulled in here. -5 your air temperature tonight. Wind chill by the morning, -20 to -25. Very cold air in store. But the weekend won't be a total loss. We'll talk about the better days plus another chance at snow on Local 22 News at 6. It gets going right now.
New cases. The health department's tuberculosis tests are in.
Plus, no more registration deadlines, changes the Secretary of State wants to make.
And bad roads causing problems. A look at weather impact on travel.
From WVNY, this is Local 22 News at 6 in high definition.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday. I'm Joe Smith.
And I'm Lauren Maloney. First tonight in Health Matters, 8 new cases of tuberculosis in Charlotte. This after a round of tests done by the Vermont Health Department. As you know, last week, an adult woman working at the school there tested positive for TB.
Local 22's David Hodges is live tonight outside the school where students were tested this week. And David, just so we're clear, because some children have been infected doesn't mean they're sick. Is that right?
That's right, Joe and Lauren. There's a big difference between being infected with TB and being active with TB. And according to the health department, 7 students and 1 adult have tested positive for it. But that does not mean they are sick, and it does not mean they are contagious. 1 case of tuberculosis at Charlotte Central School has now turned into 8 new infections, with 7 students and 1 adult. Tests were also done at Freedom Range Children's Center in Colchester, where the original adult was infected also worked. There are no reports of infections there. At a news conference Friday, health department officials say the new cases come with no risk.
As far as we're concerned, there is no danger at the school and no danger related to the students and adults that have had positive tests at this point.
Health Commissioner Harry Chin and state epidemiologist Patsy Kelso say none of the newly infected people have active TB, which means they aren't contagious and they can be cured. Dr. Kelso says the 8 people will start taking an antibiotic called INH once a day over the next 9 months.
It kills the TB bacteria that they're infected with and will ensure that they never go on in their lifetime to develop TB disease from this exposure to TB.
The health department says it'll pay for any treatments in the kids who've tested positive for tuberculosis so far, but more tests are still needed. In fact, the rest of the kids at Charlotte Central School will also get the test. Around 150 students and staff have been tested. Nearly 260 additional students will follow. All this from 1 active case of TB.
We can never anticipate whether an individual case is going to end up infecting lots of people around them or not.
Dr. Kelso said it's also possible they test other communities for TB, but none are planned so far. All the people who tested positive will immediately undergo another, more thorough medical evaluation to make sure they are not active with TB. And Health Commissioner Harry Chin said that tuberculosis is not a huge public health emergency, but because we're dealing with students and a public school system here at Charlotte Central, it does receive more attention from the health department. He also says they've been in touch with the school system and have drafted a letter for the school to send home to all parents to let them know what's going on. Also, we talked a lot about tests. Even the students who have tested negative so far will get another test in 8 to 10 weeks. And that's because sometimes it takes a little bit of time in order to really get that positive test of tuberculosis because it can lay dormant for quite some while. Back to you, Lauren.
David, thanks. A quick refresher now. According to the CDC, TB does not spread by shaking someone's hand, sharing drinks, or even kissing. Symptoms include a bad cough lasting about 2 to 3 weeks, extreme chest pain, and coughing up blood from deep in the lungs. For more information on tuberculosis, head to our website, mychamplainvalley.com.
Dartmouth College will no longer permit hard liquor on campus. The president of the college says undergraduates will not be able to possess or consume hard alcohol. If it's 30 proof or higher, it won't be allowed in residential spaces or college property. The decision is based on a committee's findings after looking at issues at the college. They say high-risk drinking is too common on campus, leading to hospitalizations. To see other recommendations from the committee, we've posted them on our website. Well, the snow may have moved out for the most part, but it still lingers on the roads.
And they were very dangerous, Joe, for the better part of the day. Local 22's Christine Souders live now in Colchester, just outside our studios. And Christine, people out there do need to know some important information if they have to drive tonight.
That's right, Lauren and Joe. Actually, the wind is picking up right now. The snow is blowing into my face. And I've actually been keeping in contact with VTrans all day today. Just before rush hour, the crews did salt the roads pretty hard. But the major concern right now is the dropping temperatures. VTrans says drivers need to be aware of flash freezing on the road. Drivers white-knuckling it in these types of conditions.
I got my trusty Subaru here, so that helps, but they're a little slick, but nothing we can't handle.
Taking my time. Definitely need snow tires.
State police say slippery roads played a part in today's pileup on Interstate 89 between exit 18 and 19 near Georgia. The driver of a tractor-trailer lost control near the rest area. He told police he was doing 40 miles an hour.
Ended up sliding off the road. One individual tried to stop in the travel lane in order to help him, and by doing that, it backed up traffic and everybody crashed into each other. There was about 5 vehicles involved, including the other 4 that crashed into each other.
The lesson here, police say it's never a good idea to stop in a travel lane to help another driver. Also, slow down in weather like this.
Tailgating, like I said, on the interstate is one of our biggest issues because you can't stop. Even if you're going 30, 40 miles an hour, when that car stops dead in front of you, you're going to slide right into them.
Drive the road conditions. Nobody's invincible.
Priscilla King says she experienced a close call about 5 years ago in similar weather.
There was a pickup truck, not a lot of weight in the back, and it started fishtailing, and we ended up in the ditch, which was the better choice because the other was a very large maple tree.
And King says whether you're driving or the passenger, it's just not a good feeling.
Somehow, I'm not sure it would have come out different if I was driving, but I'd like to think so. So you're pretty helpless in the passenger seat, and I don't want to go through that again.
Good reminder to stay safe on the roads. And Vermont State Police say that multi-vehicle crash resulted in some minor injuries. Both lanes are back open, and crews did clean it up, so they're back open, safe for drivers. Now, also, Vermont State Police want to over-exaggerate to people, not to follow too closely to the vehicles in front of you. You just don't know how much space is needed that would result in an accident. So they want you to over-exaggerate that tonight. And VTrans says we should be out of the worst for it tonight, but want to remember that we need to go ahead and let you know that those patches of ice will be on the road and visibility may be an issue this evening. Live in Colchester, Christine Souders, Local 22 News.
Good advice. Thanks, Christine. Well, a lot of times in this colder weather, it can make people feel cooped up at home.
Really, it can. Chief Meteorologist Sean Parker is tracking the snow. And Sean, for people that have to go outside, is there one day better this weekend than the other?
Yeah, Joe, right now I'm leaning towards Sunday, mainly because it's going to be less cold and less windy. And outside of a few flurries, Sunday's expected to be rather quiet. But here's what's going on right now. A storm that's creating the snow from earlier this morning and into the evening drive, it's just off this New England coastline, creating another 6 to 12 inches of snow for Maine. Meanwhile, through tonight, the storm will pull away, head towards the Canadian Maritimes. Snow ends for us, but this is what takes its place. Windy and cold tonight may be an understatement. Why? Wind chill advisory is in effect for the light blue. Feels like temperatures in the morning -15 to -20. It's basically all of Vermont and western New Hampshire. Once you get west of, say, Plattsburgh, you're in a wind chill warning for -20 to -25 degree feels like temperature. That's going to give you frostbite in 20 to 30 minutes. So for tonight, the snow is going to end. Cold air takes over. Wind chills -20 to 25. Sunday's looking good, but by Monday, perhaps another snowstorm to get through. We'll talk about that and the rest of your full forecast in just a bit, Lauren.
Well, the bad weather isn't deterring everyone from enjoying the outdoors.
Waterbury's Winterfest kicks off tonight. Local 22's Christine Tripodi is there for us tonight live. So, Kristen, all the activities underway?
Well, Joe and Lauren, that's right. Everything's underway now. We had a ribbon cutting about an hour ago in Waterbury here, all for the 3rd annual Winterfest. And you can see behind me, people are braving the freezing cold here to get out for an ice skating night. Now, I'm here with Bill Minter from the Rec Committee. Bill, let's talk a little bit about kind of what's exciting this year. What new things do you have?
Well, what's exciting to us in our 3rd year is the new things that have come on. So, for example, the Green Mountain Club that has traditionally had a snowshoe festival, they asked if they could join in and work with us in the Winterfest. And so next Saturday is the GMC Trails Fest, and we're going to be hitting some new Waterbury trails for part of that.
And you told me there's a volleyball tournament coming up. Now tell me just a little bit about that.
Well, what we're really gearing up for tomorrow is our big broomball tournament that's going to take place right on this rink. There's going to be 2 back-to-back rinks going. It's going to be a very busy tournament. And if that wasn't enough, we now have snow volleyball this year. It's going to be played right here adjacent tomorrow. And then there's more volleyball through the week, and their championship is on the final Sunday, the 8th, where we close it all off.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Bill, for joining us. Now, there is a long list of activities going on here in Waterbury all week long, ending next Sunday. So be sure to check out our website for that list. And, it's just a lot of fun, even though it's cold. So, Joe and Lauren, back to you.
What's really cool is, I don't know if you noticed, but in the background they were doing some juggling
Fire
with
throwers
flames.
or something, yeah.
Very cool. That'll keep
Looked
you warm.
interesting, I think so.
And melt the ice. Well, voting in Vermont could get even easier. Coming up, a new voter registration bill introduced in the legislature.
And state's attorneys are official. The swearing in that took place at the State House today.
You're watching local news that matters with Lauren Maloney, Joe Smith, Sky Tracker Chief Meteorologist Sean Parker, and sports with Ross Lipman. This is Local 22 News at 6 in high definition.